training. And then I started working in television, and I worked for ABC News, so for the network news, and I saw what producers and directors do, and I thought it looked really exciting. I really like puzzles, I like people, I like storytelling, and I like putting all those things together to tell a story, so that's what I like about producing and making films.
Can you describe a day in the life of someone in your job?
Joseph. Well, every day is different. So on days when I'm filming, we make sure we have our subjects, they have to be comfortable, I have to have my camera operator, a sound person, usually an assistant, so I have a whole big crew that I'm responsible for. I have to make sure everybody is ready to do their job. And then, so the filming is the last thing that happens. It's really a lot of preparation to make sure everybody has what they need. If I'm not filming, I do research, writing, I look for interesting stories, and when I'm not doing any of that, I'm with my kids.
How would you compare like our TV studio live news to what you do?
Oh, well, you know, your studio was very impressive, by the way. My crew really enjoyed seeing your studio. You have really good equipment. You have a nice backdrop and setup. A lot of what I do is what we call out in the field. So I come to Halstead to film. So I don't have some of the equipment you have. You have a camera, you have graphics, all set up for you. I have to create those every single time. I have to make it up new. And you already have it all set up. So I really like your setup.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good job.
What inspired you to become what you are today, and where did you start?
You know what inspired me is I have a favorite woman in history. Her name is Ida Wells Barnett, and she worked in the 1910, 1920. She was one of the first black women to run for national office, and she challenged things that she thought needed to be changed. She established kindergarten. Did you know in the 1920s there were no kindergartens for black children in Chicago, and she set those up. So she was one of those people who saw a need for something and just did it. And I thought, if there's something I'm interested in, I want to just do it. And so I use her as my role model a lot.
What background did you have in college?
You know, in college I studied history and English language arts. I did not study film or television, but I always liked writing and I liked telling stories. And also my father was a photographer, and so I always took pictures. I like visual, I like art. So combining those things together is documentary film. You're telling a story with pictures, and you're finding interesting people. So I think it combines all the things I love. But I didn't go to film school, so I just kind of learned on the job.
I have one more question. You know how you said you have a famous woman that you look up to?
Yeah.
Can we use that for TV studio?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Her name is Ida Wells Barnett, and I think you will find out she's extremely interesting. She worked to get black women and white women to vote. Did you know women used to not be able to vote by law? So she was one of the most important people to change that. She worked always for her community, for her family. She was married, she had children, she had a very full life, and I think she's really an inspirational person.
Thank you.
Good questions, good follow-up. You were listening.